Hi there. In the last video, I showed you how to edit and customize a Facebook business page. In this video, I'm going to go through the page settings and show you the best setup. Now, before we get into editing the Facebook business page settings, here is a quick tip for you. In the description you can find a link to a marketing platform that will help you take your ads to the next level. It's free to sign up, and it takes 2 minutes to connect your Facebook account. So, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is click on Settings in the top right corner. And I'm just going to go through everything here to show how to set it up. We're going to start with the General tab. You can skip the first few settings here. By default, post and story sharing is on. So, if you plan on sharing Facebook page stories, you can leave this on. But if you don't want to do that, you can disable this. If you want people to be able to contact you privately, you can leave the messages setting on. These next settings are fine by default, so we're not going to change them. The next part is the profanity filter setting. So, I recommend setting this to medium, if you don't want people to use foul language in the comment section on your business page. This will help you filter out some of the inappropriate comments that people might post. You can go through the list and make changes if you like. But I'm going to focus on the most important settings in this video. We don't really need to edit the rest of the general settings, because they're fine by default. So, we're going to move on to page info. This is where you type in the details for your business page. Keep in mind that it's very important to write an in-depth description of your business here. For this example, I'm just going to type in a simple description and pretend that this is a BMW accessory Facebook page. This text is really short, but I recommend that you use all the available characters for your own description, because a good description makes your page seem more legit and trustworthy. Now the description is done, and I'm going to click Save Changes and move on. This is the right category, so I'm not going to change that. If you expect people to call your business, you can type in your phone number. However, if you don't need to show this information to your customers, you can click on My page doesn't have a phone number. I highly recommend adding your website here, because you can get free website traffic from Facebook that way. So, I'm just going to type in something. Keep in mind that I'm making this up to show you how it's done. If you don't have a website yet, you can click on My page doesn't have a website, and come back later and add one. If you want people to contact you via email, you can add your email address here. So, I'm going to type something here as well. If you don't want to receive emails from potential customers, you can choose My page doesn't have an email, and click Save Changes. If you run a local business and want people to drop in, you can type in your address. If that's not relevant for your business, you can hide your address by clicking here, and then Save Changes. Since the address is now hidden, we don't need to type anything here in the service area section. If you run a local business with specific opening hours, you can type that in here. That way, people can see when you're available for business. If you're running an online business, which is open 24/7, you can click on Always Open, and hit Save Changes. So, that's pretty much all the details you need to add to your business page. You can fill in the rest of these details, but they are not really necessary in my opinion. If you have a privacy policy page on your website, you can add it here. But keep in mind that this is optional. Now, let's look at the messaging settings. I'm not going to go into details with these settings, because I don't really change them. But, as your business grows, and more people contact you on Facebook, you might want to set up an automated response for people who contact you. Now, let's move on to the templates and tabs section. This is something I highly recommend optimizing for your business page. When you create your business page, you get these tabs by default, but you probably won't need all of them. This is the list of default tabs on your page, including home, posts, events and so on. So, let's turn off default tabs by clicking this slider, and then we're going to remove the ones we don't need. Home is there by default, and we can't change that. You need the Posts tab, because you want people to see what you are posting. The Events tab is not necessary, unless you actually participate in, or plan on running Facebook events. But, if you're not going to do that, just turn it off. If you post videos, you need the Video tab, so we'll leave that. These next tabs are important to have on the page, so we're not going to change them. And finally we have the Groups tab. For most businesses, this is not really important, so I'm going to turn this one off and hit Save. What we are left with now are the tabs that people will see on your business page. If you don't like the order of the tabs, you can left-click and arrange them however you like. Personally, I like to arrange the tabs so that About comes first, followed by the Posts tab, the Photos tab, and the Videos tab, like this. Finally, I put the community and review tabs at the bottom. Many businesses use reviews on their pages, but it's up to you if that's something you want to do. So, for now we can just turn that off. So, that's it for the templates and tabs section. If you want to add more tabs to your business page, you can hit the Add Tab button and choose from the list. But for now, this is fine. To keep this video short, I'm not going to go through the rest of the settings. You can take your time to do this, but using the default settings for the rest of these sections is okay. If you have an Instagram account, you can add it by clicking on Connect Account, and simply logging in with your credentials. I don't have an Instagram account set up for this example, but it's pretty straightforward to make the connection. Now, let's go back to our page and make it look more legit. So, to get things started, I recommend creating at least 5 posts that you can add to your news feed, so that your page doesn't look empty. The first post could be used to introduce your business and share what you do. It's also important to show your potential customers what you can offer them. If you don't want all of your new posts to go out at the same time, you can schedule them in advance to go out at specific times within the next 6 months. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. In the next video, I'm going to guide you through setting up columns in the Facebook Ads Manager, so you can get started with your advertising. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more great content from 101flamingo.com.